Home is the place where, when you have to go there, they have to take you in. Don't ever take a fence down until you know why it was put up. Forgive me my nonsense, as I also forgive the nonsense of those who think they talk sense. I'm not confused, I'm just well mixed. A diplomat is a man who always remembers a woman's birthday, but never remembers her age. To be a poet is a condition, not a profession. I hold it to be the inalienable right of anybody to go to hell in his own way. The afternoon knows what the morning never suspected. Poetry is when an emotion has found its thought, and the thought has found words. How many things have to happen to you before something occurs to you? There is one thing more exasperating than a wife who can cook and won't, and that's a wife who can't cook and will. We ran as if to meet the moon. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay. A mother takes 20 years to make a man of her boy, and another woman makes a fool of him in 20 minutes. How many things would you attempt if you knew you could not fail? We dance round in a ring, and suppose, but the secret sits in the middle, and knows. The reason why worry kills more people than work is that more people worry than work. Something we were withholding made us weak, until we found it was ourselves. A jury consists of 12 persons, chosen to decide who has the better lawyer. The world is full of willing people, some willing to work, the rest willing to let them. Thinking is not to agree or disagree, that's voting. Before I built a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out. The middle of the road is where the white line is, and that's the worst place to drive. Unless you are educated in metaphor, you are not safe to be let loose in the world. I believe in teaching, but I don't believe in going to school. Oh, come forth into the storm, and rout, and be my love in the rain. By faithfully working 8 hours a day, you may eventually get to be boss, and work 12 hours a day. Good fences makes good neighbors. I end, not far from my going forth, by picking the faded blue 15 of the last remaining aster flower, to carry again to you. I am a writer of books in retrospect. I talk in order to understand. I teach in order to learn. Families break up when they get hints you don't intend, and miss hints that you do. A liberal is a man too broad-minded to take his own side in a quarrel. You're always believing ahead of your evidence. What was the evidence? I could write a poem. I just believed it. The most creative thing in us is to believe in a thing. A person will sometimes devote all his life to the development of one part of his body, the wishbone. A civilized society is one which tolerates eccentricity to the point of doubtful sanity. Anything more than the truth would be too much. A bank is a place where they lend you an umbrella in fair weather and ask for it back when it begins to rain. Good fences make good neighbors. You've got to love what's lovable and hate what's hateable. It takes brains to see the difference. Every poem is a momentary stay against the confusion of the world. What we live by we die by. A poem begins in delight and ends in wisdom. Most of the change we think we see in life is due to truths being in and out of favor. Poetry is a way of taking life by the throat. I turned to speak to God about the world's despair, but to make bad matters worse, I found God wasn't there. The best things and best people rise out of their separateness. I'm against a homogenized society because I want the cream to rise. Always fall in with what you're asked to accept. Take what is given and make it over your way. My aim in life has always been to hold my own with whatever's going, not against, with. Education doesn't change life much. It just lifts trouble to a higher plane of regard. My goal in life is to unite my avocation with my vocation, as my two eyes make one insight. Hope is not found in a way out, but a way through. Writing free verse is like playing tennis with the net down. It looked as if a night of dark intent was coming, and not only a night, an age. Someone had better be prepared for rage. The hurt is not enough. I long for weight and strength to feel the earth as rough, age to all my length. So was I once myself, a swinger of birches, and so I dream of going back to be. Being the boss anywhere is lonely. Being a female boss in a world of mostly men is especially so. A poet never takes notes. You never take notes in a love affair. When I was young, I was so interested in baseball that my family was afraid I'd waste my life and be a pitcher. Later they were afraid I'd waste my life and be a poet. They were right. What is done for the love of it, or not really done at all. The worst disease which can afflict executives in their work is not, as popularly supposed, alcoholism. It's egotism. Nobody was ever meant to remember or invent what he did with every cent. Our very life depends on everything recurring till we answer from within. Life must be kept up at a great rate in order to absorb any considerable amount of learning. Earth's the right place for love. I don't know where it's likely to go better. Talking is a hydrant in the yard, and writing is a faucet upstairs in the house. Opening the first takes all the pressure off the second. No tears in the writer, no tears in the reader. One could do worse than be a swinger of birches. A poem is never a put-up job, so to speak. It begins as a lump in the throat, a sense of wrong, a homesickness, a lovesickness. It is never a thought, to begin with. To be social is to be forgiving. Unless you are at home, in the metaphor, you are not safe anywhere. No surprise for the writer, no surprise for the reader. Poets are like baseball pitchers. Both have their moments. The intervals are the tough things. They would not find me changed. From him they knew, only more sure of all I thought was true. A poem begins with a lump in the throat. There never was any heart truly great and generous that was not also tender and compassionate. He asked, with the eyes more than the lips, for a shelter for the night. I never dared be radical when young, for fear it would make me conservative when old. The chief reason for going to school is to get the impression fixed for life that there is a book side for everything. A breeze discovered my open book and began to flutter the leaves to look. The question that he frames in all but words is what to make of a diminished thing. You can be a little ungrammatical if you come from the right part of the country. I've given offense by saying I'd as soon write free verse as play tennis with the net down. Weep for what little things could make them glad. What but design of darkness to appall, if design govern in a thing so small? So, I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The line storm, clouds fly tattered and swift, the road is forlorn all day. I'm drunk, nonsensical, tired out. I had a lover's quarrel with the world. Men work together, I told him from the heart, whether they work together or apart. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.